Hi everybody, my name is Jeremy Railton. I'll be your instructor this summer. And in this video I'm going to give you a quick walkthrough about how Business 110 is going to work. So let's dive right in. The first item here is the syllabus. You click on that, it brings up the syllabus. There's lots of really important information, all important course policies. I'm not going to read the whole thing to you, but a couple of highlights. There's a picture of what your textbook looks like. More on the textbook in a little bit. The way your grade's going to work in this class is 40% will be written assignments in the chapters, 40% will be quizzes on the chapters, the remaining 20% will be the final exam, so that makes up your 100% course average. Standard 10-point scale here, 90 to 100 is an A, and so on down there. I do accept late work. The catch is that there will be a late penalty of 10 points per calendar day past the due date. And you can only hand it in late up to 6 days past the due date. After that, it closes and won't be reopened. But you can do late work. You don't have to give me an excuse. You just turn it in and I'll grade it as soon as I get to it. If an assignment goes ungraded for more than a week, send me an email and just remind me to go in there and grade it. And I'll do it. It probably just means I missed it, didn't see it. 2 exceptions to this policy. The final chapter's work and the final exam, just to get grades in on time. I'm going to stick to the due date on those. Everything else, the late policy applies. The final exam will be online. All the work is going to be online for this course. It's an online course. Last thing in here that I'll go over is my AI policy. I don't really want people using AI for this course. The idea is I'll give you resources, you do the reading, and hopefully you learn something, and then you report back to me with what you learned in your writing. If we're using AI, we're not really learning anything. We're just copying and pasting, and that doesn't really get us anywhere. So I give you a list of the resources that are common with any given assignment, and then the sort of the framework for how the policy will go. The long and short of it is if I suspect a paper is AI, I'll give it a 0 and then prompt you to contact me. If you feel like I made a mistake, because I'm human, I can make mistakes. Then we'll set up a meeting and we can talk about it. You can walk me through your process of writing that paper, doing the research, where you got your sources from and all that stuff. And then, it'd be pretty easy to convince me if you actually did the work. It'll be pretty easy to convince me that you did it. And then we don't have any problem. But that's it right there. I think that's all for the syllabus right now. We'll jump into more of the coursework here. You can click on this to learn more about me, see how to contact me. Here's my office phone. Here's my email address, my office location. I'm on the Dallas campus, CET building, room 216. I'll be on campus Tuesdays and Wednesdays over the summer. If you want to actually drop by and meet me face to face, I'd actually very much enjoy that. Otherwise, we'll communicate probably primarily through email. Okay, in the start here area, you'll find a lot of stuff, including this video in the orientation video area. The first actual assignment you'll do in the class is the course entry quiz. So that's right here in the start here area. You want to do that. That just registers that you've entered the class, and it keeps you from getting dropped or withdrawn for non-participation. You don't have to know anything to do it. It'll only take you maybe 2 or 3 minutes. It's not hard. But it's very important to do just so you aren't dropped. So please do that first. You could even pause this video and go do it before you forget. There's some Cengage publisher information if you're using the Cengage Unlimited or if you buy the ebook access from the online or from the campus bookstore, then you can find some resources here about how to actually use that. Diving into the actual chapter work, you open up a chapter and then the structure of the chapters will pretty much look the same as you go through the course. So the first will be some objectives and a to-do list. So you can say, okay, what are we going to be learning about? What is the to-do list for this chapter? And then if you have the ebook, then you can use these study resources here. You can read the chapter, use the flashcards to help study. A couple of videos here that I found just from YouTube that I think illustrate a couple concepts from the chapter pretty well. And then a typical chapter will have a quiz and a written assignment. So chapter 1 quiz right here, chapter 1 discussion assignment right here. You just click on those and follow the instructions to complete all those assignments. So once you get used to that, all the chapters, like I said, are going to look very similar. Okay, so the structure will be the same, quiz and a written assignment, and all the way down. One thing we need to take note of, if we look at the course schedule, this is going to be very important for you. One thing to take note of, since this is a summer class, we're operating on a compressed schedule here, so we're going to be going 2 chapters per week so that we can get through everything by the end of the summer. So we'll be moving pretty quickly. So just keep that in mind and get ahead of assignments. Don't wait until the due date to try to start things. Go ahead and start as soon as you can. That way you don't feel rushed and feel like you're not really handing in your best work by the time the due date rolls around. Keeping that in mind from the very beginning will make things a lot easier. I recommend taking all these due dates and putting them in a personal calendar that you keep. You can put all your course due dates in that one personal calendar so you're not losing track of things. That keeps you way more organized, prevents you from missing deadlines, and just generally will reduce your stress levels. So this structure holds all the way to the very end, and then the final item you'll do is the final exam. It's not available right now. It'll only be available during the dates listed in the course schedule, which again, we click up here, look at that course schedule. The final exam will be open August 1st through 4th. So you have a few days to be able to do it. The tests in this class are open book, open note. You do them online. So there's not a ton of pressure there, but there is a time limit on them. So you can't just go in completely blind. You'll want to do some studying before you actually get into them. But the idea is that if you run across something you don't know the answer to, look it up, learn about it, and then come back and answer it. I think that's it for right now, guys. The other sections of the course, you can go to the calendar. You can all your classes hopefully should be collected in this one calendar. But obviously it's not going to have your personal life stuff in there. So like I say, I recommend having a personal calendar with all your personal stuff, family stuff, job stuff, course stuff, all in one master calendar, so that you're constantly on top of stuff and not getting conflicting dates and just missing out on stuff. So you can look at the calendar, announcements. I'll post an announcement every week, just letting you know what we're going to be studying, what's going to be due. So look forward to those announcements from me. Discussion board will have the discussion assignments, but you really don't need to come to this area because you can just click on the items in the content area. Gradebook obviously is going to be where you go to check your grades. If you notice that I'm not grading something, send me an email, remind me. It might just be that I haven't seen it. And messages, if you want to send me a direct message through Blackboard here, that's fine. You can also use my campus email. That's fine. We're not going to be doing groups in this class. You don't have to worry about that. I think that's it. So I'll let you get to it. If you have questions, please feel free to contact me and get clarification. I like talking to students, especially in an online environment. It's harder to get to know you. So being able to speak to you in person, I really enjoy that. So best of luck to everybody, and let's have a good summer.